10-stop quota that we have, which, you know, it's not a quota, but it kind of is. Instead of making me do the 10 stops, which, yeah, safety, if somebody's blatantly breaking the law or putting somebody else in jeopardy or whatever, it's my duty to stop them. Write them a ticket or arrest them or whatever they have to do. But in the meantime, instead of driving up and down Route 6 here and looking for traffic stops, I could be in the neighborhoods actually patrolling.
Yeah, looking for crime. Yesterday, a little kid got hit right in front of Starbucks.
Really?
And I'm thinking, well, all you guys are busy looking for registration.
Was this...
Because that's what all these... Huh?
Get hit by a vehicle?
Yeah, got hit by a vehicle. You guys were talking about the performance standards. You guys have to pull over a certain number.
I don't think I ever mentioned that.
No, your partner did.
Okay.
Right, but he told us you guys have performance standards. They're not quotas.
Right.
They can't dictate the outcome.
Yeah.
But you do have to make a certain number of stops, right?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a quota, but...
It sounds like a quota, but we're putting it in quotes for your benefit, for your safety. Okay. But how many stops do you have to make in a 40-hour week?
So in a 40-hour week, we work 5 8-hour shifts. So in an 8-hour shift, you have to have an average of 2 stops. So 10 a week.
Oh, you guys are far outperforming that.
Goodness, they're overachievers. You have.
I mean, I don't know about you.
I don't know what time of day you're seeing this stuff. If it's between 3 and 11, then yes, they are. Those are our duty. So.
No, not just you. I haven't seen you doing any traffic stops.
Probably won't.
Right, but all day.
I know where you guys are at, so I know where not to do the stuff.
You don't know where we're at. We're all over the place. But where do you think we're at?
I've only seen you guys up and down Route 6.
At where? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's more to this town than just this area. But we usually see 3 stops a day that we see. Like, we're not looking for you guys.
Right.
That's just in our view. That's a lot of stops. I mean, in my experience, you know, most towns, I don't see this many stops in this short of a period of time. Right? And yesterday...
To be perfectly honest with you guys, I think that, you know, with the 10-stop quota that we have, which, you know, it's not a quota, but it kind of is. Instead of making me do the 10 stops, which, yeah, safety, if somebody's blatantly breaking the law or putting somebody else in jeopardy or whatever, it's my duty to stop them. Write them a ticket or arrest them or whatever they have to do. But in the meantime, instead of driving up and down Route 6 here and looking for traffic stops, I could be in the neighborhoods actually patrolling.
Yeah, looking for crime. Yesterday, a little kid got hit right in front of Starbucks.
Really?
And I'm thinking, well, all you guys are busy looking for registration.
Was this...
Because that's what all these... Huh?
Get hit by a vehicle?
Yeah, got hit by a vehicle.
Oh, come as we press on. Oh, come as we press hard. Oh, come as we press now. Yay! Always.
Yeah, you're our guy, man. You and your partner, what was his name? Smolinski, man. These Polish names are hard for me, man. They're hard for me. You guys are our great hope on this department.
Yeah, we're trying.
You are trying, yeah. I mean, even like when it comes down to just giving a name, so many of your fellow officers on this department won't do it.
It's right here on my vest.
It's right here on the vest, yeah. It's that simple. You missed the action when we were at the Thornton Township meeting. Well, the groundskeeper tried to trespass us from the outside of the meeting.
Yeah.
And is it Dominguez? Female? We've met 3 females. One was...
Officer with us or...
Yeah, with you. Yeah, with you.
Yeah, because the groundskeeper called South Holland.
Okay.
And South Holland came out, and the lady cop was the first to arrive, and one of the first things she said to us is, "This is private property."
The city hall.
The city hall,
Yeah.
Thornton Township.
Yeah.
The city.
Yeah, not so much.
Not so much.
And then Reyes got there,
Okay.
and he was actually kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of cool, kind of likes to cover up for his fellow officers, right?
Well, this younger generation too. They kind of, I don't know. I've seen a lot of new police officers come in, not only our department, but just all over there. Again, it's a generational thing.
Generational. How long have you been on the department?
Almost 20 years.
20 years?
Almost 20.
You're trying to make a career out of this.
I wasn't really trying, but now I'm kind of stuck there. So.
Now you're kind of stuck there. Yeah, man. Well, anyway, and then, so she's telling us it's private property, the city hall, right? That during a meeting, you know what I mean? We're standing outside, like in the meeting. I mean, there's plenty of cameras in the meeting, right? Like in my experience, I try and get like conversations, things going on outside the meeting, right? Like maybe get some interviews or something like that. But we were out back waiting for Queen Tiff to come out and get in her.
I got no comments.
Yeah, no. Your smile is comment enough, okay? And then
my smile's got me in trouble. So.
Oh yeah. All right.
Well, you're not smiling because you made 13 grand in 2 weeks, though. You're not smiling for that reason.
So we're waiting out back by the cars, just standing there by ourselves, you know, on the sidewalk around the city hall, and the groundskeeper.
Were you making sure that the cars didn't get repossessed?
Basically.
We were there Team Tiff all the way. You know what I mean? We were Team Tiff all the way. And they looked at us like we weren't Team Tiff, and I took offense to that. I took offense to that.
No, it's funny because they talk about stuff going on in Chicago, but if you really dug into small town politics,
it's bad, man. I mean, they're really piling on her for sure. I don't know if it's all true, you know what I mean? But there's constantly more things coming out, you know. But anyway, we're just standing there. The groundskeeper's like, "You guys can't be here," right? And we're like, "Yeah, we can actually," you know. But anyway, so then a sergeant gets there and he clears the whole thing up. He's like, "Yeah, this is public property." Makes the other officer look horrible. You know what I mean? You guys got to know the difference between public property and private property, right? Like Walmart can ask me to leave for any reason. City Hall, you need a crime.
Right.
You do need a crime. You know what I mean? You can't just be asking somebody to leave just because you don't like their attitude or you don't like. But we weren't, doing anything. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure which officer you're talking about.
The female? Okay, we've met 3 females. One was horrible. Well, the braided one. Do you have a pic? Can you show him?
I don't know if I have a picture of her on that phone.
Well, that's the thing is there's 4 females.
Oh, there's 4.
There's more than 4, but there's 4 that are very similar description.
Yeah, they were similar. We thought it was the one that we had already met.
We met one on a traffic stop. She was super cool, super polite. Super just, open to talking to us, remember, she was smiling. She came up, gave me a fist bump. Remember that one?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. We've caught you guys like 20 times doing traffic stops. That's a story in and of itself, because, you guys were talking about the performance standards. You guys have to pull over a certain number.
I don't think I ever mentioned that.
No, your partner did.
Okay.
Right, but he told us you guys have performance standards. They're not quotas.
Right.
They can't dictate the outcome.
Yeah.
But you do have to make a certain number of stops, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a quota, but
it sounds like a quota, but we're putting it in quotes for your benefit, for your safety. Okay. But how many stops do you have to make in a 40-hour week?
So in a 40-hour week, we work 5 8-hour shifts. So in an 8-hour shift, you have to have an average of 2 stops. So 10 a week.
Oh, you guys are far outperforming that.
Goodness, they're overachievers. You have.
I don't know about you.
I don't know what time of day you're seeing this stuff. If it's between 3 and 11, then yes, they are. Those are our new. So.
No, not just you. I haven't seen you doing any traffic stops.
Probably won't.
Right, but all day.
I know where you guys are at, so I know where not to do stuff.
You don't know where we're at. We're all over the place. But where do you think we're at?
I've only seen you guys up and down Route 6.
At where? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's more to this town than just this area. But we usually see 3 stops a day that we see. Like, we're not looking for you guys.
Right.
That's just in our view. That's a lot of stops. In my experience, most towns, I don't see this many stops in this short of a period of time. right? And yesterday,
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. Like, I think that with the 10-stop quota that we have, which it's not a quota, but it kind of is. Instead of making me do the 10 stops, which safety. If somebody's blatantly breaking the law or putting somebody else in jeopardy or whatever, it's my duty to stop them. Right? To get or arrest them or whatever they have to do. But in the meantime, instead of driving up and down Route 6 here looking for traffic stops, I could be in the neighborhoods actually patrolling.
yeah, looking for crime. Yesterday, a little kid got hit right in front of Starbucks.
Really?
And I'm thinking, well, all you guys are busy looking for registration.
Was this?
Because that's what all these...
Car?
Huh?
Get hit by a vehicle?
Yeah, got hit by a vehicle. There's like a roving gang of kids that comes to Starbucks every day from the school. There'll be like 15 or 20 of them at a time.
So after 3 o'clock?
Yeah, after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm out of here by...
Oh, okay. You don't see it.
No, I don't.
But they're kids, you know what I mean? And they run across the street and they're playing around, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of them together, right? But one of them got hit. You know, it was a huge scene. He was okay, I think, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the good part of the story. But, crimes, right? If you guys were solving crimes, that would be great, right? Registration has never hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Like cars are going by here with no lights all night. You know what I mean? And we haven't seen one of them get pulled over. Not that we're recommending it. But
well, I did make a traffic stop on Route 6 yesterday, but that's because the young lady was doing 70 miles an hour.
70.
That's not safe.
Did you give her a ticket?
Yeah,
you did.
That's not appropriate.
What's the speed limit?
35.
That's not appropriate. That's reckless driving.
Yeah, that's
right.
Endangering a lot.
But you didn't arrest her.
No.
See, so many times I see officers escalate to arrest on that. But I'm glad you didn't arrest her, because sending somebody to Cook County Jail.
A lot of it's their demeanor too. Like if they realize, okay, I fucked up, okay, the ticket, that will suffice. They don't have to get arrested. If they're genuinely realize, all right, it was my mistake. I won't do it again. But we've had plenty of kids. I cut brakes too, and there was a young lady. She was on her way to school on 170th Street. I pulled her over the one day. I gave her a warning. The very next day, I pulled her over again for doing the same exact thing. So she gets a ticket that time.
She gets a ticket. Yeah.
So,
but you're not looking for registration in particular.
No.
Because that's all the stops we've seen have all been for registration.
Yeah.
And that is making us think, do you guys have plate readers?
We do not. Not in the vehicle. We do have plate readers that are on poles.
On poles?
Yes. That they show us stolen vehicles, things like that. But unless you're actively monitoring that, you're not going to, unless they're already gone by that time. One of the things I like, I don't know this question, but we all have dash monitor radars. So it's just as easy for me to find a speeder than rather than sitting here trying to run a plate.
Yeah. But so you just do your minimum 10 stops a week?
Well, I mean, if something else comes along, I'll grab it.
But you're not excelling like way past that or anything like that. You don't do a lot of traffic stops.
No, not with 20 years on.
That's good, man. That's good. I mean, really, the citizens wouldn't be protesting. Nobody would be filming if it wasn't for the traffic stops. Well, and the violence. Yeah. And the violence never hurts,
There's always something to complain about.
But I mean, for the most part,
it doesn't matter what it is. You're always going to have your bad apples. You're always going to have somebody not happy about something. So,
well, I don't think that it's a bad apple problem. It's I mean, there's like one or two good apples, right? Like in this department, you and Smolinski were the only two that have really been what we expect, you know what I mean, forthcoming with the information, willing to answer questions, right? Like no other officer has been willing to do that in this town. You know what I mean? That's not good, because everything you do is public information, right? And while you could say, oh, we can go make a request for it, that's true, but you're the holder of the information right now. If you have time, you know what I mean?
That's the thing,
if you have time, you should answer some basic questions,
Like the other day when you saw me and Small out here, we were on the disabled vehicle.
Yeah.
So that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
There is no time factor there. We're waiting for the gentleman to get a tow.
Right.
Making sure that he's safe, everybody around him safe, and we don't cause an accident.
Right.
So we had time to sit and BS a little bit, and then I go back and check on the guy. But during a traffic stop, that's not appropriate. So not that I would get perturbed if you guys approach me at a traffic stop. I can see why somebody's demeanor might be a little bit different.
No, I would never approach you during the traffic stop.
I wasn't sure
Like asking questions? No, but when it's done, I like to know what the stop was for.
Okay.
I like to know the officer's name, right? Most of the officers in this town, we've asked their name, they just ignore us like we're not even there.
Okay.
You have a policy about giving your name to anybody that asks, I'm sure. Yeah, you're required to do that, you know? But it's just like when a servant of the people thinks that they don't have to answer to the people, that's tyranny. You know what I mean? I mean, the nerve of it's like if you went into a business, right? And you're like, what's your name? They would tell you. They have a name tag. You know what I mean? They're going to tell you. If they don't want to tell you their name, they shouldn't be working in the service industry. Right?
Do you know what the most popular name for an officer is? Right here. Right here is.
Yeah,
right
they say right here.
Name. Yeah, it's the number one name for a cop.
Right? But just basic info, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you guys have been above and beyond, right? Like we're talking about all kinds of different things, you know what I mean? That's a good mentality to have, right? That's community policing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean anybody should be able to approach you, you know what I mean? Like talk to you. It shouldn't be scary at all, you know?
No, I'd like to think that I'm not a scary guy.
No, you're not. But the experiences we've had in this township, like Dalton at the township meeting, you know, especially Dalton, we didn't.
Oh, Dalton. Oh.
How many towns have you guys been to around here?
Well, we went to Calumet. I think we were in Homewood,
Okay.
right
South
here.
Holland, obviously, right?
Dalton.
Dalton.
There
And
might
then-
be some towns in between that we're not sure that we
we've
were in
also
or
got
not.
Cook County, you know, the state patrol.
Okay. What area are you guys from, actually?
I'm from my mom.
Where's your mom?
I'm not from a place. I'm being genuine and sincere, but also
Just gotta
funny at the
travel
same time. Yeah, I mean, I've filmed all over the United States.
Okay.
You know, and that's why I say, like, this town is doing an extraordinary amount of traffic stops.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
I honestly think that we're probably the only town in the area that has a quota or performance standard that we have to.
Oh, you are?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, talking to other officers in other towns, I'm pretty sure that we are one of the only that still have a minimum traffic stop amount we have to do.
How many officers do you guys have?
Well, we're budgeted for 50 sworn. That's including the chief and everybody else on down. Detectives. Right now, I think we're only in the mid to lower 40s.
Mid to lower 40s.
Yeah, but again, that's including detectives,
Yeah.
supervisors, chief, deputy chief.
Yeah.
That's a
And
lot of
so-
officers.
Yeah, and so the detectives, right? So the detectives, I mean, I have a theory on this, right? They require the public's trust to solve the crimes, right? Like you need the public to come and talk to you guys to solve any crimes,
Right.
right?
They
So-
cooperate with getting video and things of that nature.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, but you need the public's trust to do that, right? Like none of the crimes get solved on their own. It's always somebody coming forward to give you information.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, with videos nowadays, that helps a lot.
It helps a lot.
Well, even that is like somebody is taking that video for you.
Right, like security
You see what I'm
video.
saying?
Yeah.
It's not like coming out with a CSI team and figuring out the clues, right? Sherlock and Holmesing it together.
So, to give those guys credit, some of it does. It's
Some
just-
of it.
Yeah, so it's them being, good detectives or good officers and doing their due diligence.
But that's why the friendliness, you know what I'm saying? And like if we ask somebody for their name,
Oh,
that's why for me it's a little concerning
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, what if I was coming up to you and I was hesitant about reporting a crime because I didn't know, right?
yeah.
And now all of a sudden I want to report a crime or report something that might be of value to you. And now, I just got the impression that, that's not somebody I want to talk to or somebody I want to work with. Right?
Yeah. But there are good officers on every department, I agree, except that they're not arresting the bad officers, right? Like, I mean, you cannot violate my rights, right? I'm not saying my rights have been violated, but the way we have been treated in this town, there's definitely been rights violations, civil rights, right? Being ordered to leave a public sidewalk, that's intimidation of rights. You know that, right? That is a crime.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't know what officer it was.
Right. I mean, it's happened more than once. Well, we told you, Lansky? We always forget the post name.
Kaminsky. Wait.
No, it wasn't Krinsky. Krinsky was bald completely, right?
Yeah, Krebsky's bald, but his beard.
Right, but we showed you guys a picture of another officer the last time, and you guys told us his name. It starts with an L. It starts with an L, and he's balding too, but he's not completely bald.
Oh, yeah, you were talking, you mentioned an officer like
What is it? Leiden? Yeah. Leyden. Yeah. Leiden. Okay. Man, see, he's got the word lie in his name, right? that says a lot, you know?
And like, again, there's no excuse for it, but I think you caught him on a really bad day because what you were describing, like, I just don't see that.
Maybe we did, you know what I mean? But the thing is that the Constitution has to come first. You know what I mean? You can't just, like in court, you can't be like, oh, well, I was having a really bad day.
Yeah, your feelings have to be
yeah. Like you catch peeps on a really bad day too. Maybe they're speeding, you know what I mean? Like you can break the law if there's an emergency in your patrol car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see, well, everybody else, they make decisions like that too. They're like, you know, this is an emergency. I got to get somewhere right now, right? But the law doesn't account for that. They're like, oh, you don't have the discretion in order to determine what's an emergency, right? You can't go 5 miles over the speed limit. You know what I mean? You can't stop through a stop sign or anything because you're trying to get to the emergency room.
Speaking of which, did you see the video of the cop that tased the guy because he was rushing his cat to the emergency vet?
Oh, no.
It just popped up the other. I don't know if it was an old video that just resurfaced. I think it was fairly new. Again, I don't remember exactly where it was at, but it was like 70s. He pursues the guy. The guy stops for a second and says, sorry, I can't stop. Takes off again. He pursues the guy, and he's going to an emergency vet clinic with his cat.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he goes to run in, and the cop takes.
At the veterinary clinic?
At the front doors of the veterinary.
I mean, I've seen several videos like that of some. I saw one where a guy was trying to get his dog to his dog was dying in the front seat.
Yeah.
Cop didn't care at all. You know what I mean? I think
Like,
they did
of
tase him
all
or
the times
something.
to be
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'll give you a police escort. Let's get you there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's winning over trust with the public, right? Or like, hey, my fiance is pregnant or my wife is pregnant. We're getting to the hospital. You know, that's the time for the police escort. And like, hey, we're going to make sure, you know, and sure you get folks that lie to you, you know, but it's always better, in my opinion, to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then if you find out they're lying, then, you know, okay, now you're in trouble.
Have you ever had any acorns drop on your scene? You know about that.
Okay.
You're the first cop that's admitted to even knowing about it, which we find very suspect.
I watched that video of a roll call a couple weeks ago when it came out.
As a department, you mean?
A double mag dump.
As a department, wow.
Double mag dump.
Yeah.
And that's what's so scary too, see, is because the second officer gets there, and by policy, if another officer is shooting, then you can just assume that there's a threat. But you still are supposed to watch where your bullets are going, right? Like,
Well, you still have to be able to see the threat.
yeah, you have to see the threat.
Right, and identify it.
Yeah, you can't just mag dump on a
Target
car.
identification is number one.
Right.
So she was wrong by shooting just because he was shooting. Yeah, but she didn't see what it was. We had a long discussion about it.
But the biggest thing is none of them hit her.
None of them hit the guy.
Yeah, the guy. Right, so they were very bad shots.
Thankfully.
Right, thankfully, but I mean, how many bullets? I mean, everybody's got different guns. I don't know. but I'm guessing like 10 or 12 bullets were probably in their clips, right? At least, right? So that's 25 bullets that just going all over the place.
That was bad.
I would say so. Yeah. But you guys had a whole meeting about that, huh?
Well, we were just kind of analyzing it, breaking it down, basically doing our own briefing on it. What are we seeing? What are we getting from this? What do we learn from it?
Okay. What
So
are we?
when videos like that come out, we watch them and talk about it.
Oh, good.
What was done wrong? Anything was done right? What was done right?
Okay.
So we learn from all this.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about us?
Yeah, we're brought up.
You are, right? Good. Because we're starting to get worried that like the message is not spreading.
Yeah, we're like the message
Right, like-
hasn't spread
No,
yet.
it's bad.
Okay.
Yeah, like filming is okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You don't have to answer. Were you guys at Tinley Park at all?
Kinley Park?
In a post office?
No.
Because I was on the SWAT team
Okay.
for 7 years. As a multi-jurisdictional team, there's like 36 agencies that are on the team. So I've got friends all over at all different departments. And I just asked, hey, has anybody else seen these guys? Just they were here for a couple days and they kind of disappear. They come back and they disappear. So I'm guessing they're working their way around, which obviously they are. And a buddy from Tinley responded, he's like, I think they were at our post office like a week or two ago, and our guys went viral from it. So
Oh.
if it was you guys,
Yeah. No. We
it wasn't.
avoid post office.
We don't really do audits.
Yeah. That's what they call like an audit in the YouTube world.
Yep.
Yeah. And
We're all for them, but we don't
Yeah.
really do them. We film traffic stops usually. Well, I usually would never even go to a government building. It's just that it's right there by Starbucks, and there's all this national news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went over and sat in Queen Tip's chair. Oh man, they were so furious. We sat in her chair.
Well, I sat in the city attorney's chair, which is probably a lot more appropriate for me because I spend a lot of time like in court.
Yeah.
And wait till never mind.
But
Let's just put it this way: the worst thing you can do if you're a cop, the worst thing you can do is to make me go in front of your judge because they hate seeing me every time. I turn that place into the biggest circus that they've ever seen, and then they're like, just get this fucking guy out of here. Like, just dismiss his charges, get him out of here. Because it's always for something stupid, right? It's always a non-violent, victimless crime.
filming.
That's
Oh, you got a call? Pedric. Are you filming?
Alright,
You
sorry.
got a
guys, I
call?
gotta go.
Yeah.
Is it
All
a
right.
crime?
Damaged property. I'll find out when I get
Oh,
Damaged
that's
property.
all
All right,
Thank
cool.
you.
Hey,
Have a
yeah,
great
thank
day.
You too.
Yeah. Press on. Press harder. Press now. Right?
Oh, come all ye people, righteous and peaceable. Oh, come ye, atop the hill. Be free of wants and needs, accepting all that's offered. Oh, come as we press on. Oh, come as we press harder. Oh, come as we press now. Yeah.